everyone. This is Kathy from KP Fitness, and I'm excited to introduce today. Nikki has been a part of my last 28-day challenge, and she has just done a phenomenal job. And I wanted to give some information and let her share some information about her results and her transformation. So, Nikki, I was so happy to have you in the challenge. You were very committed and you were on track throughout the whole challenge, and it was just an honor to work together, and I look forward to the next journey with you. But how you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing really good, actually. I'm still sore from my last workout, but it's a good feeling.
Of course.
Yeah. And I'm so glad that I got to be a part of this challenge too. I really needed it.
Yeah, it's simple, it's straightforward. So I just wanted to get a little more information from you so that other women watching can hear a little bit about it and find out if it would be something that would help them. So can you first just start by explaining like where you were at or how you were feeling before we started the challenge?
Before the challenge, I was just I felt stuck, and I was just tired, and bloated. I felt like my clothes, it's like I had lost some weight before, but I really wasn't where I wanted to be, and my clothes weren't fitting right, and yeah, I would just kind of lost focus a little bit before the challenge, and I just knew I had to do something about it. So
Yeah. No, and that's true. I'm sure a lot of people can relate with feeling that way. So, so what were the biggest changes you noticed throughout the challenge? Like since this day you started till today, what are some of the biggest changes you've noticed?
Well, the crazy thing was that, you know, day one, like I was like ready to go. I was really excited. And I stuck, I did all the thing. I was consistent with the workout and the food, and I stayed on track. And by the time it came around to by the end of the second week, I saw results. And it surprised me because I didn't really notice them. I had to see my pictures to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, that really did, I lost a couple, half an inch, on my bust and my waist and my hips, and I dropped 2 pounds. It was just right out of the gate. I actually saw a change, my stomach bloating, my stomach was flatter, and that was just by the end of week 2. So that was a huge change, and I've managed to keep that off, and just I'm stronger. I definitely notice a difference in strength. I'm a mom, so I'm picking up toys all day long. And today I was actually using I was down on the floor doing push-ups and plank, reaching for toys. But I felt stronger. I know that sounds so silly, but I was yeah, it's not, I don't know, it wasn't a struggle.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, the biggest changes are I feel stronger, and I visibly look better. My clothes fit better. So
yeah, that's always a plus, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's better than the opposite. So cool. So what were your actual results? You mentioned the inches. Was there anything else the bloating, is there anything else that was really exciting to see or feel, or maybe other people react?
Yeah, so where I was just, focused on getting through the challenge, just making sure I did all the things I was gonna do and all that, I was so focused on that that what made me stop and be like, oh, hey, like I'm actually making a change is when my uncle and my fiance started to like say things, like, you know, you're looking really good. Like you know, like they would like comment on like, wow, you know, like what are you doing? Or, you know, like what's this next thing or whatever. So getting like feedback from other people without being like, hey, do I look different? It was just them saying like, hey, you look good. And so it made me kind of stop and like recognize like, yeah, wow, like my hard work is paying off.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's exciting to see to hear it from other people and not have to ask. That's a huge plus.
Yeah.
So, what kind of things have you tried in the past to try to achieve the goals that you're working for?
In the past, I would it's like I would work out or like run or take like a yoga class or something like that. And you know, it worked for a little while, but the biggest part that I was missing was knowing about nutrition. So I think, you know, I've cut calories drastically, and that doesn't work. Um, I've like joined like boot camp gyms and stuff like that, and it's just it's just not something that I can do all the time, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense. But
Well, that
this,
makes sense.
I'm not deprived. Like I just like I mean, I have like a better understanding of what I should be putting into my body to get like the maximum results, you know, and it's tricky at first, but then once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad and I'm not hungry. That's the big thing. I'm not hungry. I think in the past I've been like, oh, I'm so hungry. And then it's like, oh, I'm just gonna, you know, it's like nighttime and I'm like, my stomach is growling and I'm just like eating like nuts. I don't know what else to eat. No, I don't miss that.
No, no. Yeah, there's a difference there from the diet mentality to shifting for nutrition and long-term goals. So definitely something that you can sustain then in terms of continuing, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. So let's see, what else did I want to go over? So you went over what was different. So the difference then, would you say in terms of this challenge, like you mentioned the nutrition, you mentioned not being hungry. Was there anything else that stood out that was different this time around than from previous challenges or programs you have tried?
The big thing about this one, I think that was super helpful that I've never gotten before was like that group mind and that like we're a team and there's other women, you know, like to be held accountable and like there's someone like checking in on you and just like, you know, pushing you or just saying like, hey, how's it going, you know, that's so big. And then seeing the other women in the group like going through similar things and you don't feel like you're alone or like you're doing something wrong or because you can see like we're all in it together. And I think that's so big for me because I do like, you know, I like having other people, you know, support and stuff like that. It's very important, and I think it's really helpful in keeping going. You know,
For sure. Yeah, that's a big part of success long term and having that support. So So definitely, and last but not least, I wanted to ask, what kind of advice would you give for other women that are watching this right now and then possibly struggling with things that you were struggling with in the past? Like, what would you tell them if they were skeptical about joining a challenge like this?
I would tell them that it's totally worth it, and it's definitely doable. I mean, it's not like you're taking, like hours out of your day to like do these workouts, or, I mean, there's a little planning involved, but it's not like anything that you don't already do on a day-to-day basis. That was another thing that I realized too. In the past, I had thought like, oh, if I'm going to work out, it's going to like, I have to prepare. I have to like take out a chunk of time. It's like, no, I have a toddler. And so I don't have, it's like constantly like, I'm busy, I'm chasing him around, but I can take out, 15, 30 minutes out of my day to do a full workout, and then I'm done. And I don't have to worry about it. Like my body is taken care of, and, I already have like my food choices. It's not that I can't eat certain things. It's just like once you start eating healthy, you really just don't want to eat bad anymore or processed foods, because when you do, you can feel the difference in the way your body handles it. Like now, if I eat something really high in sugar, I get a headache. Like, and that's okay. And I mean, it's fine. It just like, that makes it a lot easier. So I say, there's not a lot of pressure. I mean, if you want to be healthy and be strong, it's definitely worth doing. So
Very good. Well, Nikki, I just, again, want to thank you for being a part of this group. It was really an amazing challenge, and I know that you got some great results. I mean, I can hear it. I'm sure that you'll definitely be motivating other women that need that little push to get started on a lifestyle change. So again, I want to thank you for being part of the group and for sharing your story. And so that pretty much wraps us up, and all the best. I know you're going to reach all those goals, and you got some big events coming up ahead, so well done. Well done.
Thank you so much for letting me be a part of this, and for all like the knowledge you have given. It's really great, so thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you again. Okay.